On point. They said they want to borrow genes from other animals. You hear that? Now look, go to I got some videos. But before we get that video, go to Wisdom of Solomon 2 real quick in verse 24. Because still talking about how death entered into the world. And then I'm going to get that in 1 Peter 3.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. And they that do hold of his side do find it.
You see that if you hold of his side, if you hold on to saying, you will find death. You will find it. Now, remember, a man's supposed to live to be how long, y'all? A man's supposed to live to be how long? Nah, I'm talking about in the beginning. Forever. That's the truth. A man's supposed to be, he said, look, I created man upright, but they sought out many inventions. And what's that, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 24? Go to Wisdom of Solomon 2. Man's supposed to be immortal. And one day of God is what? One day to God is what? 1,000 years. That's why the Lord told Adam, he said, look, the day you eat thereof, he said, the day you eat thereof, you would die. But did he die that day? Or did he make it to see that 1,000 years? That's why when you read the Bible, everybody was reaching these ages of what? 500, 900. You know what I'm saying? Nobody reached that full day, though. Now, where we at now?
Wisdom of Solomon?
Yeah, 2 and 23, that's right.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 23. For God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
See, you was created to be immortal, but what? Through envy of the devil, death came into the world. And now look at what they trying to do now. They trying to oppose God. They trying to be God. You know what I'm saying? But look, this should be faith to us. Why it should be faith to us when you looking at stuff like this? When you seeing that they got this technology, why should our faith be built up? Malak. And it's showing us that, look, man, we about to get our spiritual powers. Man, we finna get ready to tear this place clean in the hell up. Y'all know, they don't believe me, Cap. They don't believe me. Look, we just watched. They said, look, they can make you stronger. They can make you faster. They can make you smarter. You know what I'm saying? Then they said, all right, they going so far to say, look, when we're going to borrow genes from other animals, and we're going to sit up there and modify them and inject us in us. Now, look, I'm going to show you something.
Hey, Cap, what you think they getting ready for? Why do you think they trying to create superhumans? Who they think going to be able to afford this? It ain't going to be us. It's going to be them. Just like Trump just started the he done ramped up the space program. It's been in there.
Hey, look, I got another video for that. I'm gonna show you what Esau. I'm gonna show you what Esau doing.
But they getting ready because they know what's about to happen. They read the Bible just like we read the Bible. That's why all these churches teach against us keeping the commandments, because they know who we are.
Hey, Cap, can I get a script?
Yes, sir.
Let me get Micah chapter 5. This is going into what they're trying to do with their gene technique and building up these superhumans. But I'm going to show you that the comparison as far as our spiritual powers, that's going to be compared to theirs. Start at verse 8.
The book of Micah, chapter 5 and verse 8.
Read.
And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles.
So Jacob is going to be among all the nations. Read.
In the midst of many people.
In the midst of many people. Read.
As a lion among the beasts of the forest.
So Jacob is going to be like a lion among the beasts of the forest. Read on.
As a young lion among the flocks of the sheep.
So they're comparing Jacob to a young, powerful lion amongst the flocks of the sheep. Who's the flocks of the sheep? The nations. The nations. Read.
Who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver.
So Jacob is going to go through with his spiritual power through the nations and destroy them and tear them to pieces. So in comparison to what we're looking at, as far as what they're getting built up at, our spiritual power is still going to be greater than what the science that they're trying to create now. This is Bible prophecy.
Hey, and they want spiritual power because they read the Bible. Why come the Chinese can't do the stuff they be doing in their movies no more? Why come the white man can't do nothing? Who was doing it then? Where they get the thought and the idea from? Why we can't do it, though? Why we can't do it? Why we can't do it now? Nobody don't know? Jeremiah. Yeah, the Most High took our power from us. Now look, where we at? Where I was at?
Video.
Go to yeah, no, don't hit play on the video. Look, pull up the jump real life X-Men. How CRISPR could give you superpowers in the future. Now I ain't gonna read all this, we just gonna read some of it. And then we gonna get into this, how they gonna borrow you know, I got a few animals I think they'll borrow genes from. Okay, go down. Go down. It's popping up. See, them brothers, they scared now. They like, man, we finna get these powers. Hey, look, I don't want to read all of it. Let me see. Let me see how CRISPR could create a new generation of X-Men superheroes. It's seen each time a new X-Men movie is released, the world turns to science to ask if it would be possible to create a generation of X-Men in the future and when. In this blog post, we answer the question on everyone's lips. Do real super life heroes and mutants exist? We'll give you a rundown of the X-Men mutant powers as well as details of their genetics. Now look, just going on down real quick. I'm going to tell you where I go, where I want you to go to. Let me see. Keep going, keep going. I stop right here. Let's stop right here. I say let's take a look at what superpowers the X-Men characters have, and if it's possible for genetic mutations to cause them. Wolverine, animal keen senses, lack of aging. Did we not just see they saying that they can get ready to do this? They just ain't. I believe they can do it already. Yeah, they can do it. If they telling you about, trust me, they tell this old stuff they get. They'll never give us stuff right when they doing. Animal keen senses, lack of agent, and the power to self-heal from any injury. Now, look, I'm going to show you something. They said they're going to take and borrow genes from animals. Hey, pull up this video. The incredible creature can regenerate its brain, heart, and limbs.
Hey, Cat, one thing, too, you got to think about. We got all these billionaires out there, right? Yeah. What they doing with their money?
But look, that's what they said on one of the videos.
Oh, yeah?
They said, oh, we taking this, all they looking for is one billionaire to put them beings behind it and to super push it.
Because you got one that's doing it. We talk, what's his name? Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Like, look at everything he doing. He's sending people to the moon. He want to start a whole city in space.
Yeah.
That's what he doing with his money.
Because he had something called the Venus Project, right?
He got that going.
Yeah.
He want to put chips in people's brains to almost like CRISPR stuff, but he want to do it through like basically hacking into your brain and turning it on and stuff on and off, like making you like a computer.
Hey, I heard they doing something now where they have nanotechnology that they're trying to put inside you.
That's what he trying to do
hey,
too.
Them folks ain't playing,
so
man.
That's just one evil genius out there, evil billionaire that wow. What do you think the rest of them doing?
Hey, they already working on something. They probably ain't perfected yet, or they probably perfected, and they're like, nah, we can't release it to the world right now because the world gonna go crazy.
I look at how they do everything. Let's put one out there so we can openly see what he doing. Yeah. So people be worried about him, so we don't see what everybody else doing.
Yep. Hit play on that video.
The story begins with an Aztec god of death and lightning, the Xolotl. As legends have it, he was a monstrous dog that guarded the sun god and ushered souls into the underworld every night. One day, as the gods began sacrificing each other for the newly created sun, Xolotl, a master transformer, managed to escape death by turning himself into a salamander. And that creature became known as the axolotl. In ancient Aztec tongue, the name axolotl translates to water monster. And just as the name suggests, these creatures live their entire lives underwater, using these adorable feather gills to breathe. After being driven to near extinction from their only natural habitats in central Mexico, these creatures are now found in more labs than anywhere else. This is because the axolotl is one of...
Where they at? Why they in the labs? Now look, notice they said, look, they're going to borrow genes from other animals. Now look, let's see, and they can put it in your DNA. But look, let's see what all this can do. Now they're going to mess some people up. In the movies, they always show you they inject some people cleaning the hell up. Hey, some of y'all might turn it, don't go and try it yourself. You might turn yourself into a little monster.
That's why with
We
all
let you in here.
that's why with all the money in this country, we still got homeless people.
Yep.
You want to know why? Because what do you think who gonna sign up for that?
I'm telling you.
Turn me into a salamander.
Uh-huh.
Nobody signed up for that. They're like, hey, you want some of this food? You cold out there? Come on in here. And next thing you know, they strapped up to some machine.
Hey, you know what? In all the movies, you know they show that they've been testing on people, and then the tests go bad, they jack him up. But then they test on other people, and they come out perfect. You know, hey, guess who always come out perfect? Jake. Hey, we always come out perfect. And they test on Esau. Esau be jack cleaning the hell up. But when they test on us, we always come out bigger and stronger. We'll mutate like a monster. Look, hey, I'm telling you, man, this stuff crazy. Hey, go, you had something, Cap? Here, play.
Of nature's scrappiest creatures with a unique ability that has baffled the scientific community for decades.
They're pretty amazing, actually. So, I mean, obviously they're famous for their ability to regenerate extreme structures like limbs. And we all know that it's the only terrestrial animal that can regrow a limb.
This is Dr. James
Paul.
Godwin.
So imagine this. They take the genes from this animal. You get into a sword fight, literally. They chop off your arm, and you grow it back. Have you not been seeing that in the movies? Man, look, I'm telling you, see it in a lot of these different movies. Man, these folks working on this stuff, man. I'm telling you. I know y'all like, man, Cap, man, you crazy. I'm happy because I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get some spiritual power. Because it's going down. I know we going to get power from the Lord. For real. They power going to come from Satan. We going to get power from the Lord. And yeah, you know, they're going to test it on a few our people. They're going to test it on themselves. They're going to jack themselves up. But then, you know, we're going to come out straight. But only thing about it, you know, if an evil Negro get it, let's pray and hope they test it out on the brother in the truth and he repent, you know. We ain't have no problems at camp no more.
Hey, Cap, look, you know, I'm thinking about all this right now. You know, the Most High, if he anything, got a sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
So guess what? If we had to fight them now, like we got spiritual powers, we just have to fight we could probably beat them now ourselves. Mm-hmm. But we get spiritual powers, he gotta make it like a fun fight for us, you know?
Yeah.
So you're like, let me make it when he cut one of their arms off, their arms go back. We get to get it in. You know what I'm saying? We get to have some fun out there.
I'm telling you. Hey, and that'll be good.
Yeah, it'd be real good.
He grew it back.
We can come back, have some fun. We can
Be a
talk
good
about
fight.
it.
'Cause once you get spiritual power, and you know they don't got no power at all, you like, man, I'm just blowing folks up. But then somebody put up a nice little fight. Oh, he grew his head back. All right, chop it off again. And burn it up into a million pieces. All right, where we at? Here play.
He studies axolotls for their unique regenerative abilities.
So if you amputate at the level of the wrist, you regenerate the hand. If you amputate at the upper arm, you can regenerate a full arm.
But the axolotl's special ability doesn't stop there.
There's a whole laundry list of structures that they can regenerate. They can regenerate the front portion of their brain called the telecephalon.
Oh.
You can crush.
They can regenerate their brain. Man, Esau blowing your head off. You were like, all right, Esau. And then you grow your brain back.
Hey, that was the Men in Black. He shot the little dude head and he
grew it right back. Hey, look, these folks know what's out here. We just don't know. For real, we looking at these movies like, yeah, it's entertainment. Meanwhile, Esau doing all types of mad scientist stuff in his backyard.
Hey, Cap, I tell you, when I watched the videos, I text my brother. I said, hey, what you think about CRISPR? Because he a immunologist. He do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, how much time you got to talk? I was like, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
So
I want to be in that conversation.
There's some stuff going on.
Because your brother always be having the secret stuff. For real. Now, here play.
Their spinal cord or sever the spinal cord, and in about 3 weeks, all of the spinal cord machinery will reconnect.
You hear that?
And
now, they said you can sever the spinal cord. You know, if something happens to our spinal cord, we're going to be paralyzed. This thing created in 3 weeks. Man, come on, man. Look, they said they're going to borrow genes from other animals. I had started to think, I'm like, what type of animals they can borrow genes from? And then we see this stuff in these movies. All right, finish the video. I ain't saying nothing else.
the tail and the legs will work again. They can regenerate impressively the testes. Most importantly, they can regenerate like a third of the heart ventricles. So if you amputate.
Now imagine you and your wife get into it and she cut your stuff off in the middle of the night. You can get growing right back. Yeah, woman, I'm still. All right, y'all know you know me. I gotta do something off the wall. This is our first day back. I gotta say something. For real. Oh, you didn't cut me off. Yeah, watch this. You know what? Hey, y'all, we gotta get our hands on this Christmas. We gotta do it quick. But look, hey, y'all, they say the technology is so easy we can do it ourselves. Same way, I ain't got to that yet. I ain't trying to put no ideas in you, brothers. Cause some of y'all gonna jack y'all self clean.
Hey, but I watched a documentary on it about like you be seeing them crazy people where Esau there like cut their ears off and put the horns on them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, they do have people that's doing stuff like that, like and they have to like trying to go shut them down and stuff like that because they doing it in their backyard and stuff like basically not backyard, but at home.
Yeah, so, doing it at the house. And look, I'm gonna show y'all a video in a minute. I got it. Hit play though. Hit play. Let's finish this one up.
Or injure a third of the heart, it'll regrow that in the course of about 30 days to 60 days.
Going.
Comparative to humans, where a tiny little blockage in a heart vessel will lead to extreme damage and eventually death. These guys are pretty amazing.
Axolotls are able to achieve this sort of regeneration because they react to injuries in an entirely different way than humans. When we're injured, a wound from a severed limb simply gets covered with skin tissue.
We don't do it as adults, really. We scar and we seal up the wound and we don't really replace damaged tissue.
But not axolotls. They transform nearby cells into stem cells, forming bones, skin, and veins in their exact original state. Scientists are still unable to explain why we react to injuries so differently.
When humans or
because God took it out of your genes. You know the women got we can do it. The sisters, you got a whole baby growing in your body. Limbs, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you know it's in your DNA to do it. The Most High put it in women DNA to do what? Have a whole baby form. Okay, the seed come from us. We plant the seed, but then a whole baby forms inside your body. See, you know what? Look, I ain't think about pregnancy like that till I started having babies. Now I be thinking deep. I'm like, man, it is a whole human being up in there. And then what make you think when you see the little human being start growing up, standing on top of your head while you're trying to sleep? You trying to sleep, they just standing on your head like, yeah, I'm here. You clean up the house, they walk around the whole house. Forget your couch and everything else that you... You like, hold on. Then another, he had a flashback. He had a flashback. Then she say she pregnant again. You like, oh, here come another one. I wonder who this human being is. You feel what I'm saying? So now, hey, and you know, it's exciting because you want to know who this person is you're about to meet. You know, so where we at?
Mice get injured. Certain parts of the immune system participate in a different way that may lead to a scarring outcome, or it may block the ability to activate or awaken that regeneration process.
Paul,
the other thing is that there may
we ain't never seen none of these in our life. Nope. Look, these folks got them, and you see what they got them in labs because they almost went extinct. So look, just go and drop that video. Y'all can watch the rest of it on your own. It's called The Incredible Creature Can Regenerate His Brain, Heart, and Limbs. You can look it up. Ain't no but another minute left on there. Pull up the video now about the most meet the tardigrade, the toughest animal on earth. Now I spoke about tardigrades once before. These things is indestructible. Indestructible. Remember, they trying to borrow genes from other animals, modify you, engineer you, turn you a designer baby. For real, imagine, I'm telling you, man, look, ass finna pop off. But man, you having super strength. They can do it now. They know how to modify your genes for you to have super strength. Matter of fact, before you pull up that video, go back to that article real quick. Go back to that article. I want to read on down. What was the name of that article? Yeah. Okay, it said Wolverine, animal keen senses, lack of aging, and the power to self-heal from any injury. Apocalypse, immortality, and total control of the molecules in his body, allow him to alter his physical form. Mystique, shape-shifting into any person. Hey, look, get this video called Shape-Shifting Octopus, Amazing Camouflage. Hey, this is going to be amazing right here. This video is amazing. When I seen it, I was like, dang. What you say? Esau the devil, ain't it? This dude's the devil.
Surroundings to hide. In the next scene, you're going to see a nice coral bottom. And you see that an octopus would stand out very easily there if you couldn't use your camouflage, use your skin to change color and texture. Here's some algae in the foreground and an octopus. Isn't that amazing? Now Roger spooked him, so he took off, a cloud of ink, lands, and when he lands, the octopus says, "Look, I've been seen, best thing to do is get as big as I can get." That big brown makes his eye spot very big. So he's bluffing. Let's do it backwards. I thought he was joking when he first showed it to me. I thought it was all graphics. So here it is in reverse. Watch the skin color. Watch the skin texture. Just an amazing animal. Can change color and texture to match the surroundings. Watch him blend right into this algae. 1, 2, 3. And now he's gone and so am I.
Won't he do
Thank
it?
you very much.
Won't God do it? Man, I'm ready. Woo! I want to scream. I want to go home. Man, look, man. I want to show some more videos. Hey, look, I'm taking me 30 minutes, y'all. It is what it is. Now, look, what I want to do. I don't want to even talk about the tardigrade. Go back to the article. I want to talk about the tardigrade. I got some time because I got these scriptures I want to go to. All right, meet the tardigrade. Let's get that one. The toughest animal on earth. Because it says something about what's called indestructible, right? Apocalypse and all the rest of that. All right, here we go.
Without water, a human can only survive for about 100 hours. But there's a creature so resilient that it can go without it for decades. This 1 millimeter animal can survive both the hottest and coldest environments on Earth, and can even withstand high levels of radiation. This is the tardigrade, and it's one of the toughest creatures on Earth, even if it does look more like a chubby, 8-legged gummy bear. Most organisms need water to survive. Water allows metabolism to occur, which is the process that drives all the biochemical reactions that take place in cells. But creatures like the tardigrade, also known as the water bear, get around this restriction with a process called anhydrobiosis, from the Greek meaning life without water.
I want to stop right there real
and
quick.
How?
Because I want the other video. Basically, y'all, this thing indestructible. They sitting in space, tried to kill it, it wouldn't die. You know what I'm saying? So look, it's things in this thing DNA that makes it like that. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to they let you know that what they're going to do. They're going to take DNA, and that's a mammal. Just because you can't see it, they saying they're going to take DNA from animals and other things, and they're going to inject it, you know what I'm saying, modify it, and be able to put it into humans and put it into your DNA span. Come on, man. They can make that. Look, they're gonna try to make themselves indestructible, but it ain't going to work. Now, look, let's go to Leviticus real quick, because I'm going to show y'all something, babe. Hey, the Most High created us powerful. All this stuff they trying to do, we've been able to do. And look, hey, you remember how you remember when Joseph said, look, hey, they plotted evil against us, but it flipped on them. Matter of fact, go and play the video real quick. Meet the biohacker using CRISPR to teach everyone gene editing. This dude already selling gene editing kits. Now, I ain't telling you to go out there and buy them. They say now the technology is so easy, you can do, anybody with a lab can do it. So don't be trying to get you some tardigrades and some axolites and whatever animal you research and be splicing your DNA and all the rest of it.
Hey, Cal, we're going to have to start checking people internet history.
I'm telling
Where
you.
can I find a tardigrade?
A tardigrade. I need it. I need to be indestructible. For real. Uh-huh.
Josiah Zahner thinks everyone should be able to change their DNA.
For us, the frogs are a way to teach people actual genetic engineering and gene therapy without harming an organism. The step right before people doing genetic modification on humans if they wanted to.
Josiah is a very controversial figure. He's got a scientific background with a PhD in biophysics, and he spent 2 years as a research fellow at NASA. But he left to start a company called the Odin. He sells kits to help anyone modify organisms for as cheap as $30. That's because he wants genetic engineering to be decentralized.
Hey, this is how you know Daniel 2 is real. So now you got Esau like, all right, you think they think they gonna have the technology for themselves. Then you got another Edomite be like, all right, I got $30 kits. Now these might not be the good kits, you know what I'm saying? But he got $30 kits to show you and teach you how to do this thing. Hit play. It's gonna go down, trust me.
Hands and homes of everyone.
I think everybody's worried about the risks of genetic engineering and how it's going to hurt people.
Hey, now we be wondering why so many missing women, men, and children been coming up. Come on, man. They been, tested on somewhere. Because people can do this at their house now. If you got anybody that got a lab, they just don't got the type of equipment and technology that the rich people got and them scientists got. But guess what? They at the house trying to figure it out. All right, hit play. I'm in the road, do it.
And nobody's worried about the risks of what's going to happen if we don't allow people to do genetic engineering. Because the problem isn't going to be like, oh man, that person has way too many enhancements or doesn't. The problem is going to be, is it an equal playing field? Does everybody have access to this technology?
You see that? That's the problem.
It's a provocative idea.
He wanted to be an equal playing field. Because he said, look, the problem, you can imagine, everybody got all types of enhancements around this giant. This dude went so far to inject himself with the thing to make himself stronger. Now, when I was watching the video, they ain't saying it didn't work. They didn't say it wouldn't work. They just kept it going and kept it moving. He injected himself in front of everybody. Let them know, look, I'm injecting myself to make himself stronger. So, hey, I'm telling you, man, Esau got this technology out there. Now, drop that real quick. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 26, verse 7. Real quick. Let's go through some scriptures. Hey, y'all, we going to get spiritual power. I don't know. If this don't motivate you to keep the commandments and to pray for the destruction of your enemies, I don't know what it's going. I don't know what will. Read what you got.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, and verse 7. And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword.
Look, when we kept the commandments of God, the Lord said, you're going to chase your enemies, and they're going to fall before you by the sword. Read.
And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
Hey, look, give me that, I'm going to show you something real quick. This is how you know Esau want to do it. Get the top 10 one-man army fight scenes. Start at 7 minutes. Hey, look, I'm going to show you what it's talking about. Because some of y'all, you don't see it yet. You don't see 5 of us up in here chasing 100. You don't see 100 of us putting 10,000 to flight yet. And y'all got to ask you, I'm going to show you how we're going to be able to do it. Start at 7 minutes. This is what it's talking about right here. This type of stuff we've doing, we've keeping the commandments. Hit play. gonna be us. How you gonna get Paul? This gonna be us. One day you gonna be able to do that. They don't believe it. Bro, they don't believe it. I can't wait. Woo! I already be thinking like I can whoop about 100 people. I know I can't do it yet. Might get beat up, but I feel like it. But real, the type of stuff that go through my head, I know, hey, people be like, man, you crazy. But look, how we gonna be able to do it? Get Joshua 23 and 10. Joshua 23 and 10. How is we gonna be able to do this stuff? Because see, you already see that they got the power to be able to make you do everything better. Listen to this, read.
The book of Joshua, chapter 23 and verse 10. One man of you shall chase 8,000.
He said, one of you gonna chase. Come on, that's what you saying. This dude whooping hundreds of folks. Why y'all, how is they coming up with these movie scenes? They reading the Bible. Read.
For the Lord your God, he is it that fighteth for you.
You see that it's gonna be the Most High that give us the ability to fight like that. Read on.
As he have promised you.
And he promised us that we're going to be able to do it. Remember what happened during the time of Joshua? Get Joshua 10, chapter 12, verse 14. Show you the type of power Joshua had.
The book of Joshua, chapter 10 and verse 12. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Son, stand thou still upon Gibeon.
Man, imagine you telling the sun to stop. Joshua told the sun to stop, stand still. Read on.
And thou moon in the valley of Ajalon.
Then he told the moon to stand still too. Imagine this man caused the eclipse. This man caused the eclipse in the middle of war. Sun stop, moon stop. See, y'all don't believe it yet. It's going down. It's going to happen. The Lord going to give us power. Read.
And the sun stood still. And the moon stayed.
That's how you know the sun is a spirit and the moon is a spirit. Both of them did exactly what he commanded them to do. And who gave him the power to do that? The Most High gave him the command. Don't you know for him to do that, everything went out on, the ordinance is changed at that time because the sun is set to make things go in a perfect order and the moon is set to make things be in a certain order. And when he did that, everything went out of place. No telling what happened. Tidal waves, all types of stuff end up happening. Read on.
And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies.
You see that? And look, it stood still until we avenged ourselves from, man, we tore our enemies up. We did not play. For real. That's why you be looking at all these different movies. You see this different stuff going on. It really happened. They got the stories out of the Bible. But it wasn't them doing it. It was us doing it. Go from there to 1 Chronicles 11 and 11. 1 Chronicles 11 and 11. And then I want you to get the hero off with his head saying for me. Read it.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 11, verse 11. And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had. Jehoshabim and Hashemonite, the chief of the captains. He lifted up his spear against 300, slain by him at one time.
This man, one of David's mightiest men, slain 300 men one time, one swing of the spear. Now play this video. Now she ain't gonna actually do that. I just like the video. This is on point. Now look, Paul. My whole, I hope y'all get what's going on. These folks can just storm this whole dude's castle, right? But look, notice what she doing out there by herself. She holding them off. She by herself. Look, see, these folks get these stories out of the Bible. One of you should put 1,000 to fight. 5 of you should chase 100. They get this stuff from the Bible. For real. One swing of your sword. Kill 300 at one time. It was great movie scenes I couldn't find that I want to bring up, man. It's some cold movie. I'm about to put my Netflix account up in this joint just to show y'all the type of stuff that I be saying. But look, hit play. Look at how she's holding them off, though. Ain't nobody able to come through there. She that's a woman by herself. I know sisters like it. You gonna get spiritual power. Sis, I don't know. All I know is that it's women angels. And look, she ain't play. And then look, if y'all, how many y'all seen this movie, Hero? Y'all ain't never seen this movie? Man, you need to see this movie. That woman is cold as hell. And he cold too. All right, look, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You can let it go. Now look, go from there to the book of Psalms, chapter 18, verse 27. I'm going to show you how King David was, how mighty he was. Because some of y'all, when you think of the story of David and Goliath, you think of just a little short man with a slingshot. Tell the truth, man. How many of y'all be thinking about David was a short man with a slingshot? See? Look at that. See? I know some of y'all sisters did. Everybody thought he was a short man I thought he was a short man with a slingshot too. For real. No, man, David was a murderer. Dude was a monster. No, for real. He had so much blood on his hand. God said, look, you can't build my house. No, Negro. You Negro. You can't build my house. Let the son of Solomon do it. And that dude was a murderer. God, and look, and guess what the Lord said about him? He said, you're a man after my own heart. So what that tell you about the Most High? The Most High terrible, great, man, the Most High don't play. But then y'all think the Lord will condone homosexuality, transex. He love everybody. Man, God don't play. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 18 and verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
For thou wilt save the afflicted people.
The Lord, we the afflicted people. The Lord said he going to save us, read.
But will bring down high looks.
He said, look, I'm going to bring down them proud looks that we having when we in the mall, we in the stores and things like that. The Lord said he going to bring that down. Read on.
For thou wilt light my candle. The Lord my God will enlighten my darkness.
And he can enlighten our darkness now. Why? Because we see, look, all the evil that's going on this earth is coming into light. Even with them, us being his hidden ones, and they trying to hide us from the rest of the earth and being the Israelites, it's coming into light now. Read on.
For by thee I have run through a troop.
You just seen them putting in a movement showing you like, look, they want it. Where do you think they get that from? These people running through troops. Read on.
And by my God have I leaped over a wall.
He said, look, by my God have I leaped over a wall. These folks making all these moves. Where do you think they get it from? Now, I remember when I was taking Aikido. And you know, at first I didn't believe him. So I started reading the Bible a little bit more. And he said, but I can run up this, he said, I can run up this wall. And look, they can do that. You got some people trained, they can do that. Matter of fact, I do want to go back to the article too. Read on.
Verse 30. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him.
Read.
For who is God save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our God? It is God that girded me with strength.
You see, they says, God, we're going to get our strength from God. They're going to try to get their strength from the tardigrade, but the Lord going to make us stronger. The Lord going to make us powerful. Read on.
And making my way perfect.
Read.
He making my feet like hinds feet, and setting me up on my high places.
Read.
He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms.
Man, look, this dude was breaking steel with his arms. This is what David was doing. You think about a little midget right now. David wasn't no midget, with just a slingshot and a rock. And then how many of y'all think when he threw the rock? See, I'm telling you, Esau the devil when they make these movies. They show you he throw a rock and it bounce off the dude's head like that. It didn't never go down like that. It said, look, when he threw it, it swung clean through his head. That thing sunk clean in it. Man, the David just did throw a pebble, pow, and that thing went clean in his forehead. Probably knocked his brain loose. Oh, yeah. Read on.
Verse 35. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand, and have holden me up, and thy gentleness have made me great.
Read.
Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed.
Listen to what he said. He said, I pursued my enemies and overtaken them. He said, look, I ain't turning around till I took out all of them. Imagine that type of spirit right there. You chasing your enemies down. You ain't looking back. You taking everybody out. I don't know what type of person y'all thought David was, but David didn't play. Read on.
I have wounded them that they were not I have warned them that they were not able to
He killed
rise.
everybody. Read.
They are fallen under my feet, for thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me.
Read.
Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them.
You see that? They cried, but there was none to save them. But this the part I like. Read on.
Even unto the Lord.
Hey, David said, look, the enemy was crying. Wasn't nobody to save them. They even cried to the Lord. Come on. In the midst of David whooping these folks, that's what they started trying to do. They tried to repent. They tried to repent to God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Please get David off my...
I was now about shimmy,
I'm telling you. Please get David off my tail. Read on.
But he answered them not.
Now the Lord didn't answer them, man, for real. Give me Wisdom Solomon chapter 5, verse 17. Tell y'all type of power we gonna have around this joint. David wasn't no punk. All right, I got 13 minutes, y'all. I'm gonna work it. Read.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 17. He shall take to him his jealousy for a complete armor, and make the creature his weapon.
Who is the creature? Who is the creature? Give me a scripture. Who is God creature that he gonna make his weapon? God said, I'm gonna make the creature my weapon. Nobody don't know? Give me 1 Ezra 8 and 45. 1 Ezra chapter 8, verse 45. And then, let me see, I had some more videos. We ain't gonna get them today, but we all good. No, you know what? I do want to get a video. Hold on before we get that. Give me the 5 Deadly Venom video. Because he said he broke a whole bow of steel with his arm. For real. How many of y'all see the movie Invincible Armor? See, I got all them little old Chinese karate flicks at the house. I got like 56 of them joints. That's what I watch. But we used to do that, though. I think it's the 3rd or 4th pupil. This is the first pupil. That's it, right? Pupil.
The first pupil, his name was Santian. He practiced the centipede style. He was known as the centipede. In fact, the speed he moved was as fast as a centipede. Ha! 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 Now, number 2 practiced the snake style. He was known as the snake spirit. He had the speed of the snake. The snake style is known for its incredible agility. Agility and speed. Now, the third one, number 3, practiced the scorpion style. This style resembles the scorpion pincer. A little later, so he never met number 1 or number 2. After number 3 left, I took on pupils number 4 and 5. Number 4, in fact, was older than number 2 and 3. And he practiced the lizard style. The lizard is a very agile and nimble style.
He can climb walls.
And particularly effective in climbing. When it's mastered properly, it enables a man to climb like a lizard. The 5th pupil, he practiced the toad style. 4 and 5 knew each other, but never met the other 3. The toad style is immensely strong and immune to nearly any weapon. When it's properly used, it's almost invincible.
This the type of stuff David was doing. Look.
It can even bend solid metal.
All right, that's it. So where y'all think these folks be getting this stuff from in these movies? For real. Badi have I leaped over a wall, running up wall. What the one that time we gonna climb the walls? Joel 2? How you think we gonna do it? Where you think they got it from? They reading the Bible, the lizard style. And you know what I thought about Tyrone? You said, I'm Tyrone. No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Woo. Where we at?
Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. Now, 1 Corinthians, now, second edge is 8 and 45. Because we said, who is thy creature? Because it said, he take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make it the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. What is the creature? Read what you got.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 45. Be not wroth with us, but spare thy people, and have mercy upon thy own inheritance, for thou art merciful unto thy creature.
Okay, us. We his creature. Israel is his creature. Now go right back to where we was at. Wisdom of Solomon 5. His people is his creature. So now listen to this.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 17. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies.
You see that? The Most High going to make us his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. Psalms 83, 1 through 8, give you a whole list of God's enemies. Everybody's on there, but the nation of Israel. Read.
Verse 18. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of an helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield.
Keeping the commandments of God make us invincible to our enemies. Read on.
His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the word shall fight with him against the unwise.
Read.
Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad.
You hear that? The right aiming thunderbolts go abroad. Because now go back to that what's called real quick. The right, man, look. Wow, talking about some Zeus. Where do you think they get Zeus from? Get that article again. And go right back to where we was at. I wanted to read something. Okay, mystique, shape-shifting into any person with the ability to copy their voice as well. Storm, complete and total manipulation of the weather over vast areas. These all seem like pretty intense superpowers, given that something as simple as the eye color is determined by more than one gene in humans. Genetic mutations that give rise to such complicated processes of shape-shifting, self-healing, and controlling the weather are difficult to believe, but it may not be impossible. Come down. Assuming the X-Men, it said becoming a mutant. Hold on, go back. Becoming a mutant, how CRISPR could create a generation of X-Men. Assuming the X-Men are human, it is possible for CRISPR technology could be the route that would allow us to start selecting our own superpowers. I mean, see, I know some brothers like, man, look, soon I'm getting it. I'll tell you, hey, I'll tell you $30. CRISPR Cas9. Hey, think about the brothers with money. Oh, man, they had superpower there. It said CRISPR Cas9 mediated gene editing allows us to be more precise than ever with manipulating genetic material, and the field continues to advance rapidly. However, we need a few things to fall into place before we go ahead and start picking our dream powers out of catalogs. All right, scroll down. It say X-Man carry X gene. All right, where you at, Alicia? Okay, which bestows upon them mutant abilities. No such gene exists in humans, and we simply don't know enough about the genetic potential of our genes to produce superhuman abilities. We do know that some humans already possess abilities that appear like superhuman powers. Do human mutants with superpowers exist in the world? Scroll down. Real mutants, a super skeleton. Tim Drell of Johannesburg, South Africa, carries a mutation that makes his bones far denser than the average human, allow him to walk away from accidents that would normally land the rest of us in the emergency room with broken bones. So this man right here named Tim Drell, he got a super skeleton. Scroll down. I'm telling you, they already testing this stuff, y'all. Go scroll down, keep going. Scott Flansburgh from New York has been described as a human calculator. From a young age, he has been able to calculate numbers super quickly. An MRI scan showed that when performing calculations, an area of the brain usually associated with movement is being used rather than cortical networks seen normally. Can't feel pain. Real music can't feel pain. Steve Peake of Washington State carries a genetic mutation in the CSCN9A gene, which causes insensitivity to pain. While you might think this could only be a good thing, Steve has broken more bones than he can count, and he once chewed off part of his tongue without realizing it, because he can't feel pain. Supervision. Veronica Sider of Stuttgart, Germany, holds the record for having the best eyesight in the world. The normal human eye has a visual acuity of 20/20, but Veronica's has been measured at around 22. She can identify people from more than a mile away. Come on, man. Rubber boy. Man, they already testing this stuff, man. Go scroll down. Rubber boy. Daniel Brown Smith from Mississippi is one of the world's most famous contortionists. He has 7 Guinness World Records and can dislocate both arms, both legs, and turn his torso 180 degrees. His flexibility is at least in part due to a rare condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which causes connective tissues to become loose and stretchy. Come on, man. Y'all believe this? How to become a superhuman. Oh, that's it right there. So leave it alone. So it's letting you know, I'm telling you, some people being tested on already. Dude bones can't break. The other dude can't feel no pain. He can chew his tongue off. He ain't feeling that. He'll feel that. I mean, you can take gunshots and just walk around. As long as he don't hit nobody organ. Come on, man. For real, these folks got this stuff. Now look, go from there real quick to 2 Kings real quick, chapter 1. Man, we've been able to, look, we've been had power, y'all. Now power always came from God. We was able to call fire from heaven. Get that real quick. God always, imagine you sitting up there being able to call fire from heaven. Y'all can't see it yet. You believe, Jacob? Do you believe? What about you, bruh? You don't believe. They're like, man, Cap, shut up, man. I don't want to hear that. All right, where we at?
2 Kings 1.
All right, reading verse 10.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 1 and verse 10. And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, if I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and the 50. And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50.
So Elijah was a man of God. He called fire down from heaven. Now I want to ask y'all this. Who else, what apostles wanted to call fire down from heaven? What apostles wanted to call fire down from heaven? I'm going to show you that they knew we could do it. They knew who they were rolling with. What apostles wanted to do it? Nobody ain't reading the Bible. All right, Azariah. Oh, no, hold on, not Azariah. Now, Soldier Zohar. No, not Isaiah. I said apostles. Out of the 12 apostles, because we read the Old Testament. Well, in the New Testament, who had that power? They had that power. Okay, Joel. You close. Okay, James. James was one of them. James and John. Get Luke 9 and 54. Listen to what these folks about to say. Man, they had power then. That's why Christ was like, man, look, y'all gonna be able to do more than what I can do. Man, these folks were powerful. Everything ain't written in the Bible. They ain't put everything in here for you. Read what you got.
The book of Luke, chapter 9 and verse 54. And when his disciples, James and John, saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven?
Look, you hear that? This is what James and John said. Look, Lord, when you allow that we call fire down from, read that again, man.
And when his disciples, James and John, saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven?
James and John knew they can do that. They knew they can do, come on. Why would they say that to Christ if they didn't think they can do it? Come on, these folks had power. Remember, it was two types of Holy Spirit that came upon our people. One Holy Spirit was what? Being filled with the word of God. The other one was getting spiritual power to do things. They had that. Hey, Lord, look, will you allow at this time? This is how you know they were powerful too. They had to have a permission from that thing. Will you allow her? They wanted to do it so bad. For real. And hey, just like Christ was powerful. He was like, look, if this is my kingdom, I'll fight for it. He said, don't you know I can have 12 legion of angels to surround this thing right now? And look, and y'all got to read Maccabees to know what the legion of angels can do. The angels don't play. You know, I want to bring the scriptures out today, but it ain't happening. All right, let's go from there real quick. I think that's about it for me. Let me see. Now go to 2 Kings 2 and 8. 2 Kings 2 and 8. I'm going to show you something else Elijah could do.
The book of 2 Kings chapter 2 and verse 8. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground.
This dude was able to part the waters too. This going right back to doing what? Being able to manipulate the elements. Like we were saying with the right aim and thunderbolts. I didn't even get to finish that up in Wisdom of Solomon 5. Come on. He had the power to sit up there to part the waters. The waters obeyed him. The waters obeyed Christ. Remember it said, who is this man that even the waters obey him? So don't sit up there. I'm telling you, man, hey, it's getting ready to go down. For real, this truth is spreading all over the earth. And people waking up. Look how many people we had in the class this morning. Memphis constantly branching off. Some of y'all weren't in here in the beginning. Because I look at y'all, I see the majority, all new faces. These all new faces. For real. And then imagine the morning time. And look at it. We got, what we got? Arkansas School. I remember when number one person in Arkansas. We got Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. Now we got Tupelo. Now, yeah, we got Nashville. And what else we got? That's it, in Memphis. So look at how we constantly growing. Man, the Most High spreading this truth throughout the earth, y'all. So now, where we at? Yeah, you said Jonesboro. Well, we're working on Jonesboro. And we're working with Jackson, too. You know what I'm saying? So now, where we at? So, it was one more scripture. Oh, yeah, Zechariah 12 and 8. Zechariah 12 and 8. And then I'm going to close it out with two more scriptures after this. But it comes with faith, though. That's why, do you believe? Do y'all really believe, man? Because a lot of us will sit up here and say we believe, but then something end up happening to us. We'll go through a trial, and then our faith, bam, we don't really believe this. Read what you got.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
You see that? The feeble, the weak among us, he said going to be as David. Was David weak? We just read about everything that David could do. He was bending steel with his arms. He was running up walls. He was chasing his enemies down and straight assassinating them. He had them praying to our God, Lord help me. Read on.
And the house of David shall be as God.
You and the house of David shall be as God. Who the house of David? Who is the house? They're talking about us. We gonna be as God. Y'all don't believe it though. You don't believe it. Right now, you like, man, I'm just going to die like a man. Get Matthew 9 and 2. But it's your faith. That's why I said, man, through this little trial, man, y'all supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, Lord's willing, I'm glad to see the majority of y'all still here. You're supposed to come out stronger. Come out stronger with a more believing spirit. Matthew 9 and 2. Listen to this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 9 and verse 2. And behold, they brought to him a man sick of the palsy, lying on a bed. And Jesus, seeing their faith, said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, be of good cheer. Thy sins be forgiven thee.
You see that he's seen their faith. Go from there real quick to Matthew 9, verse 22.
Book of Matthew, chapter 9 and verse 22. But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith have made thee whole.
You see that faith made you. Man, your faith can heal you. I know some of y'all battling all types of stuff. But your faith, do you believe? It can heal you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to have it. Go to Matthew 5, 25 and 21. This walk, man, this whole walk is about faith. Keeping the commandments and having faith. Read. Faith in the Son.
Book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 21. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
You hear that? Well done, my good and faithful servant. How many of y'all want to be a good and faithful servant? Read on.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things.
He said, okay, you've been faithful over a few things, read.
I will make thee ruler over many things.
The Lord said, I'm going to make you rule over anything. Read on.
Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
And when he make us rule over many things, give us Revelations 2. He said, enter now into the joy of the Lord. Their paradise with the plenteous that we was reading about in 2 Ezra 8 and 52. You don't have to worry about being sick no more. You don't have to worry about mourning and crying and being sad and depressed and all that. All that stuff going to be taken away from us. Read. I said Revelation 2 and 27.
The book of Revelation
26. Because he said, look, the faithful. So you got to be a faithful servant. Mean you got to believe. You got to have faith. If you battling sickness, you got to have faith. If you got battle lust, you got to have faith. The Lord can make you whole, but do you believe that he can do it? If you want spiritual power, guess what? You got to have faith. Do you believe he can do it? Because the Christian church be like, what? What's they say? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Read what you got.
Book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
That's how we're going to be able to rule. You a faithful servant. He's like, you faithful? Hey, be thou rule over 10 cities. You want your 10 cities, Moses? You want the 10 cities, Azariah? How many cities you want, Joab? I'm telling you, read on.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Hey, y'all, we ain't going to be no punks. We going to rule them with a rod of iron.
That's right.
Yeah, sisters, yeah. You know, some of these men, a lot of y'all don't respect right now. Hey, we going to rule them. We're going to have power, then everybody going to respect us. For real.
Hey, God. He'll be like, do you really have to have another wife now? Yeah.
Yep. As many as I like.
Yep.
Hey, I was up to get to call the brothers' names out, but their wives sitting on the other side. So I called single brothers out. All right, how many wives you want? 24 is suffering. Well, how many wives you want, Moses? You'll take 7. Hey, the single brother Zohar, how many wives you want, Zohar? Okay. Cap, how many wives you want? Cap?
144.
Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna call nobody else out of here. I ain't gonna get none of you brothers in trouble. Isaac, how many wives you want, Isaac? Dang. You handle 17, bruh? Oh, we gonna have spiritual power. Hey, what, in the words of, what's his name? What's that rapper name? Ben Rule. Not Boosie, the other rapper. The boy, I don't get tired. Kevin Gates. I don't get tired. We ain't gonna get tired. No. I'm just tripping, man. I know you. I'm for real though. But I'm tripping. Where we at? All right. Did we finish that?
No.
Finish it up, read.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
We gonna rule with a rod of iron. We ain't gonna play. And guess what, sisters? You gonna rule too. That's right. The scripture said we join irons together. You gonna be able to tell them what to do. You might even get spiritual power. He said, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Well, guess what? You got women angels up there. They got power. Now, look, I don't know what the Lord gonna do for some of y'all. Some of y'all might not make it. Some of y'all will. Read on. Some of us brothers ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Read.
Even as I received of my Father,
Read.
And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches.
The Lord talking to you. Christ talking to you. We the church. He said, if you got an ear, listen to this. So right there, y'all, that's it. It's 4:40. Any questions?
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.